In this beginner's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sketch people in 4 steps. And these steps are great for loose, impressionistic, and very quick sketching. So step number 1 is we outline the head. We always do the outline of the head first. And the reason why we do that is because we measure the whole body off the head. Step number 2, we measure out the body using my dot method. So we use that head length that we did with the outline to measure the rest of the body and so that it's in correct proportion. And this is really important because we don't want our bodies to look too tall or too short. And it also gives us a framework so that we can sketch our main shapes of the torso and the legs around. That leads us to step number 3, outline the main shapes. So we have the head shape, then we've got the dots to measure out the proportions, and then we outline the big shapes of the torso and the legs. And the final step, add the details. So we're adding in details like the clothing, the wrinkles, also the face, adding in the facial features there. So it's an easy step process to follow. We have outline the head, measure the body with dots, outline the main shapes, and then we go into the details. So we'll start off here with the man in the side view, and the first step is to outline the head. So we'll start at the top here, and I'm putting 2 dots, and these dots are about 1 centimeter apart. For beginners, I think it's extra helpful to have another set of dots on the width, 1 to 1. Now let's outline this head. Because it's got a hat, I think I'll outline the hat, the top of the head here, like this, the top of the hat. Do that shape there. Now come across, we come out from the dots a little bit to give it a brim. And then we can arch up a little curve there for the hat. Now we can come straight down here. This is the back of the neck there. And then on this side, the chin, it comes down to that point where the dot is on this side. And this is going to be very rough. We're just doing a rough outline. We can see the nose. It looks about halfway between the hat and the chin. So let's just add a line that comes out for the nose to a point halfway, and then very roughly come down to the chin. I'm not looking at the lips. And we're avoiding the hands as well, and then coming diagonally across there, angling across for the neck. We've got a very rough outline of the head. It's not very accurate, it's very loose, and it's impressionistic. Now step number 2 is to use dots to measure out the proportions. I can see the shoulders here. They come down to a point just where the chin is here and across to the back of the hat. So there where the shoulder points are, and they should be, the neck is about 1/3 down, so maybe a little bit higher there. Now the torso is 3 head lengths down to the crotch there. So I often put 2 dots on the side here like this, just so I can see the head length a little bit easier. So coming across there, and I can look at that visually and come down here. So we go 1, 2, 3. And I can just compare each space to that. You could measure with a ruler if you're starting out. I know that can be difficult to estimate that by eye. So those 2 dots are telling me where the crotch is. We can draw that main shape there of the torso in proportion. Now the top of the ankles are about down here, and we know that that is also 3 heads between the crotch and the top of the ankles. I'm just going to measure that with my fingers. Hold my fingers there from fingernail to fingernail and drop it down. And I'm using this other finger to show where it is, and I'm putting 2 dots here. And now in that step, we've measured out the proportions. We know it's not going to be too long, the body, or too short. The next step is to outline the main shapes. So we have this top section here of the torso, but I can see the back here comes back. It comes out a bit further than the hat. And I'm just doing this by eye now. It's coming down, it goes in a bit, and then out. So draw a line on the back. And then here on the front, we come out and angle, and it angles out a bit to this front point. A bit in line with there, you'd say. And then back here. So that's that torso shape there. Now let's draw the legs. So we have the legs down to the ankles here. And the knees, if you wanted to put a dot in there, that would be about halfway between those 2 points. So that sometimes helps with the angle of this back line here. So it's coming in to where the knee is, about there, and then out around the back of the calf there. And it comes lower than the dot in the reference, so it comes right down to the shoe, so I can go a bit lower, like that. And then we come from the front here and draw the front bit of the leg. And we have the 3 main outlines, the most important ones: the head, the torso and the legs. Now let's draw the arms. So the elbow is right between the shoulder and the crotch, so here. So I usually rotate the shoulder around that point. So going up, you can see it stops about there. Then the wrist is always also that same distance, but because it's bent away from us, there's a bit of depth there, it's shorter. So you have to look using comparative measuring and think where that point is. It's about almost halfway between the elbow and the chin. So it's about there. And I'm just comparing it to those shapes around it, seeing where that dot is. So let's draw this part of the arm first. I draw a bit of round for the back of the shoulder, and then down to the elbow. You get that shape there, and then the top there of the arm. Now we'll go back up to where the wrist is. That's the top bit of the arm there. And then also this is the wrist sticking out, and on either side with that dot, there's his arm there. Now with the hands, a lot of people ask me about hands, and with these small sketches, we just have to draw a very simple outline. And the proportion to help us is that the back of the hand is the same height as between the chin and the bottom of the nose. So always compare that if you're having trouble with your hands being too big or small. If you wanted to draw a hand open, it's just double that distance. So you just have that same distance there, and you just go up again. So with this one, his fingers are a little bit bent, but that gives us a hint to those proportions. So I'm looking at that distance between the bottom of the nose and the chin, and I can go up, just put a dot there and there, so you know that shape is the back of the hand. So I can draw that roughly. And then I can see that the fingers don't go as far as this distance, and we just want an outline. Just a simple silhouette, and doing some steps where the fingers could be. They come down, there's another separate finger there. And this takes a bit of practice, but I would just start out with trying that basic outline and making sure that distance is about the same as the distance there. You can add some finger details in there too, some little bit of a hints of fingers there. We can add another hand down here. So you can see the hand stops before the crotch on this one because it's bending around the body. And so I'll just start outlining those shapes as best I can. Just see it's just like a box on the end of the arm there, and a little shape in there to hold the umbrella. Very simplified. I'll come down and do the shoes now. So the shoes, between the top of the ankles and the bottom of the shoe, that's 2/3 of a head height. So put a dot there, and that distance, 2/3 of that height. I'm just comparing about here. So let's draw the back of the shoe coming out like that. But how long is a foot, or how long is a shoe? Well, it's actually one head length as well. So just look at that head length, and I put it on the side from there to there. Coming out for the shoe, it's one shoe, and the other shoe would be about there. So we've got 2 shoes, just the quick outline of the shoes. Now the bags and the umbrella. So from the hand to the foot, the tip of the umbrella comes to there. So it's good to mark these points out like that. And now I'm aiming down towards there with the handle. Don't have to be as accurate here because the umbrellas aren't as important to get in proportion as this. So we can start at both ends if you like, and then outline the umbrella. Just the big shape. Something like that. And then the bag. The bag is about halfway between the hand and the bottom of the umbrella here. I'm always trying to divide them up into those simple proportions. Looking at halfway points. So there's the bag and the umbrella, and we've done all of the main shapes and the smaller shapes. Now we have to add the details. We can go into this face. So we usually start with the eyebrows. So we could do that to you too. They look about where the brim of the hat is, and then between the chin and the eyebrows, they come down halfway between those two, and that's the bottom of the nose. So we just want a little nostril and a side of the nose there. And then the mouth, you can see here it's between the bottom of the nose and the chin. If you want to be exact in proportions, it's 2/3 up. So just going 2/3 up a little bit past halfway, and just drawing a simple line here. There, like that. And the same with the eyes. We go between the bottom of the nose and the eyebrow there, 2/3 up, so about there. And it's inset just a little bit to the right, and I just put a line. So we've got, you can put a line on the other side too. Now we can put in the details, the glasses. So very simple little shapes there. We'll put in the first glasses here, first square of the lens, and then the second one down here, like that. And you could draw the arms going back, like two. Now the ear, the top left-hand corner of the ear is usually in the middle of the head, so about there. Slightly to the right because you can see the other eye here, so it must be turned just slightly. But the height of the ear is the distance between the brow and the bottom of the nose. So try and fit them within there, roughly. There you've got an ear, some hair at the back. It still looks quite young, so we'll add a few wrinkles, so around the eyes, around the mouth, some hair on the moustache there, and the neck. You've got plenty of space here. Just put a couple of lines there. That will show the age. And then some details on the hat. We'll work our way down. Here we've got the collar of the shirt. It goes down like this, and then collar there. So just try and outline some of these shapes. Now the wrinkles, you can put in some wrinkles to show the tension. See how the elbow's pulling the jacket down here, so it's showing a bit of tension across his back and in the elbow. And then there is some tension here too, pulling the jacket up. So it's just pointing which way the tension is. There's a jacket pocket. And we can add a bit of detail in the front there. And we'll divide the legs up a bit more. So down, the knee is here. So go in at the knee and have a wrinkle there too. And then down here, there's a little bit of a wrinkle on each knee. And then the seam, bottom seam, and then just a bit of simple detail on the shoes. Like that. Maybe showing the direction of the umbrella, how it's twisting. And that's it. That's as much as I'm going to do for a little sketch. We've captured the three main shapes, we put in the smaller shapes, and then we did the details. And we use those dots to get the right height, so it looks in proportion. Okay, we're going to add watercolor to our sketches. And when we do quick loose sketching, I usually do it in 3 layers. So we do a very light layer of color, then we do the shadows, and then we do the details. So let's start off with the skin tone. Now let's add all the skin, just a very low stroke on each little section. Okay, that's enough for this person. Bag there is a cerulean blue, so let's put cerulean blue, and I'm just going to go for it this time. No testing. And then the umbrella is a black, so all my blacks are Payne's grey. I'm trying not to touch the skin, so I'm leaving white gaps all the way around. He's also got black shoes, so add a bit on there for the shoes. A little bit black there. So he's wearing the same colour, the whole suit, the whole setup is the same colour. So we could change it a little bit. How about we add sap green for the jacket? Let's just make it subtly green. Little touch of Payne's grey into that. Now without touching the other colours again, we're just slapping on the colour very quickly. Now the pants and the hat, let's change that slightly, and I'll add yellow ochre. Let it tone it down a little bit. Some Payne's grey. So for the pants, let's make it more interesting. So that is the main colour. That's the first step, just to do the light layer of all the colours. So I am going to let that dry, and then we'll do the shadows layer. So for shadows, my shortcut colour for shadows is Purple Lake. So I've got Purple Lake here, and it's just a light purple. You can mix it with ultramarine and rose. So the shadows, the sun is coming from the top left, and I want to put a shadow across the bottom of the hat, across his face, bottom of his hand and running down there, and the back of his arm. That's probably the main shadow there at the top, underneath the jacket line. The back leg completely in shadow there, and then along the bottom of the ground, let's just add, it'll be a little bit more to the right because the sun's on the left. The right hand side. Okay, so I'm happy with the shadows. Now once again, let that dry. So our last layer here is a darker color, so we can add a little bit more saturation just to make it pop. Now we've got some finer dots and details just to make that color pop just a little bit more. So I'm putting it on this side where the shadows are, and there are lots of different wrinkles we've got around there. So just a little bit. It also has some wrinkles down here, so some more detail there, just maybe in the hat as well. With the skin, sometimes you can actually get away with a little bit of rose. So we can add that. I'll just put it in the top corner. Maybe mix it in with the skin tone a tiny bit. And see how he's got a red cheek there? I'm just adding a bit more warmth and interest around that middle bit of the face. Even the nose is a bit red. If you want to add highlights, I do have a Uniball Signo pen I do use for some highlights. That might be some glints just on the top edges, or edges of objects where the light might hit. So that's how I sketch people, the process and the steps, and the watercolor at the end. Now if you're a Patreon member, we're going to go on and sketch and watercolor these other two references, and we also go more in depth into those steps and looking at the theory in more in depth. So if that will help you, that's over on my Patreon membership, the full tutorial, as well as a whole lot of other collection of fundamentals that will help you for portraits and buildings and how to do line work and watercolor. That's all over there. And my library of tutorials, over 100 tutorials that you can have access to. Plus there's a great community where you can post your sketches and ask me any question. Otherwise, there's another tutorial right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.